This has nothing to do with mentioned idol BTS members' real life event, behavior or characteristics. Text, sounds, videos which are used in this video are not mine. Credit goes to rightful owners. But the editing and the storyline is mine. Do not copy it. This Twoshot is inspired by one of my favorite shows, Dr. House MD. This is kind of a dark and mature story. Read at your own responsibility. A man with a limp was walking through the corridor of hospital. In his one hand was a walking stick and in another was a phone. He was talking with his friend on his phone. Have you reached hospital, Taehyung? Yeah, Jimin, I have. I don't understand why did you got me an appointment with your cousin. I got just a viral fever. What if it's not just a viral fever? I don't want to get affected by you as we work together every day, Mr. CEO. Now do I? Yeah, whatever. Now cut the call. I am fluttered by our emotional conversation, mate. They both cut the call and Taehyung cursed under his breath. He then went to the receptionist and asked her the direction of his today's doctor's cabin. Understanding the direction, he went not before to confirming that he was the last patient of his doctor for today before lunchtime. Taehyung entered his doctor's cabin as the previous patient just left the cabin, indicating him to go inside. I'm Dr. Jungkook. How can I help you? I have a viral fever. Just give me a medicine for it. How do you know it's just a viral fever, Mr. Taehyung? Kim Taehyung. And I know it because of its symptoms. Perhaps you are Jimin's friend. Yeah. Now just do it fast. Oh, no then. You have to go through a full body checkup as he instructed me clearly to do so. Dang it. Just told him you did the checkup. Ignoring his words, Jungkook continued. I am writing down the test you have to do in the prescription. You will show me them 1 to 2 days. Now just let me check your BP and lungs. After checking up, he said, I am giving you tablets for your fever, antibiotics for your cough for now. After seeing your test reports, I will prescribe tablets for your high blood pressure. Taehyung grabbed the prescription and went out from the cabin without any more words. When Taehyung went out from the hospital, he noticed there wasn't his phone in his shirt's pocket. Cursing numerous times, he went again to Jungkook's cabin as he remembered the last time he put it on the table there. Without knocking on the door, he went in as the door wasn't opened beforehand. But to his surprise, instead of Jungkook, there was a lady sitting on his chair. On the table, there was lunch boxes. The door was open, so it's okay. I knew the door was open. You must have been one of his patients. He just went. Before she could complete her sentence, he heard Jungkook's voice. Both turned their head towards Jungkook. YN, I am done washing my hands, honey, he said while coming out from the washroom. As soon as his eyes fell on Taehyung, he asked, Oh, you must have come to grab your mobile, right? Grabbing the phone from the desk, he handed it to Taehyung. If you didn't come, I planned to give it to Jimin. Taehyung took his phone from Jungkook and thanked Jungkook while showing his most charming smile. Then left from there, not before noticing matching rings on both of their ring fingers. After reaching the parking area of the hospital, he saw his driver was waiting for him with his car. He first put his walking stick in the car, then sat on the back seat of the car. He let out a painful sigh as the leg in which he had a limp was paining badly after he put a little bit more pressure on it while trying to get on the car. His driver didn't try to help him as he loved his job and didn't want to get fired. Taeyang then told his driver to start the car, which the latter obeyed. He put his hand in his pants pocket and took out a small bottle which was full of tablets. Feeling the dull ache in his limp leg, he gulped one of those tablets and closed his eyes. He didn't know why, but after closing his eyes, he saw a person, most precisely a woman's face, a name left from his parted lips. YN. Two days later. Taeyang was sitting outside Jungkook's cabin with his test reports. He didn't know what made him do that test as he absolutely hated going to hospitals. Maybe a small part of him knew why he did that and why he chose to come in afternoon hours. But unfortunately today there was 4 to 5 patients before him at this hour too, so he had to wait. That time, an old man was passing through the corridor and accidentally got bumped with a man whose hand was fractured. They both fell on the floor and everyone sitting beside Taeyang went to help them. The man with fractured hand was screaming a little as his fractured hand got hit with the floor badly. The scene was very chaotic, yet Taeyang was watching it with an emotionless face as he remained still in his seat. He was feeling a dull ache in his limp leg, so he again picked out his small bottle from his pocket. He gulped a tablet like that every day and closed his eyes by getting bored from the scene in front of him. You are a psychopath, aren't you? Hearing this question from a female voice, he opened his eyes and looked at his side. He took a moment to watch the owner of the voice, then replied with a smirk pasted on his lips. Why do you think so, Mrs. Jeon YN? She put both of her hands in her lap where the lunchbox was. Look at you, sitting here all emotionless even after seeing this much chaotic scene. If this isn't an extreme lack of empathy, then what is this? Giving her a charming smile, he said, Even I can say the same about you. You could if I was here from the start like you. But you know I just came here. I just missed a chance then. Surely you did, but still you haven't answered my question, mister. You don't even know my name, still questioning me. You know my name though, then what's wrong in knowing one of my husband's patients? Aren't you a little too gallant, missus? Now am I? In reply, arching an eyebrow, he smirked at her. If I am a psychopath, then don't you think you would be my next target? Wouldn't it be an honor to be pacified by a charmer like you? Let out a small chuckle hearing her. Taeyang, my name is Kim Taeyang. If you want to find out your first question's answer, then wait for me to break into your bedroom at night. Springing at her, he stood up from his seat and went out from the hospital. Four days later. Taeyang was walking through the park at night with his walking stick after a long working day. As it was already night, very less people were in the park. He felt a bit tired, so he sat on the nearby bench. He put his walking stick at the side of the bench and closed his eyes, having a sigh. 4 days. It's been 4 days since he last saw her, but still his mind was stuck in that moment. He found her very captivating, yet he didn't know why. She didn't have any extraordinary features. Her imperfect structure was no different from any other woman. Then why? Why he wanted to more of her? Why he wanted to get drawn in her eyes, which were no different from most of the population? What are you, YN? Miss me? I bet you did. Hearing a familiar female voice, he opened his eyes and found her in front of him. What are you doing here, Mrs.? Didn't know you would ask such a dumb question, mister. She said while sitting beside him. A lot of things are unknown to you, and it's natural. Isn't it a little too late for you to walk in the park alone? Alone, you say, but didn't I found you? You should be afraid of me, Mrs. Do I look like I am intimidated by you? She asked him, matching his energy. In reply, he just smirked while looking away from her. You have a very bad habit of not answering my questions. He let out a chuckle hearing her. Really, it's a bad thing. He looked at her eyes. In compensation, let me tell you my next move.